So you've blown up a few accounts. Heck, I have too. In fact, let me show you what I wish I knew so that would never happen, because once I implemented this, it never happened again. Let's go. First thing you need to do right now, implement max loss. You probably heard me talk about this to other traders on my show, when I'm doing one-on-ones with new traders, when I'm talking to experienced traders, even on previous videos, bro, like I heard this before. Cool, implement it. Stop having bigger losses than you want. Create a max loss, don't surpass it. The next thing, max loss per ticker. Same thing, but per ticker. Implement that as well. Don't just hear me say it, be like, ah, and don't do it, because then you're just gonna blow up. You need to be careful, protect yourself from you. Pro tip, you can actually call your broker. Not everyone does this, but you can, and ask them to stop you automatically when you hit your max loss. Hopefully your broker can do that. I know mine can. I go with Cobra Trading. They're like my favorite broker, especially for short selling. So if you reach out to them, they'll help you out. And if you don't know I sent you, it does help me out a bit. And if you smash that like button, it helps the channel a ton. Thank you. You also need to implement taking breaks. When you hit max loss, when you're new, you can't just jump back in the next day. At least I couldn't. There was a lot of times I would jump back in and I would be thinking about, I gotta make it back. It's normal, I get it. Instead, take the day off, come back the next day or a couple of days later when you are clear-headed and you're not worried about making it back. Because right now, you're focused on process and consistency, not making money. I want you to also implement the 1R rule. That means on every trade, you don't risk more than 1R. One risk to make reward. Risk, reward, RR. So in other words, you want 1R to make 3R. You need to focus on that, but you also need to understand your 1R, as a new trader, it needs to be $1, $10, $20. It better not be more than $25. Like it better be nothing, because if it's a lot of money, then you're just wasting my time watching this video because you're gonna blow up. Risk nothing so you can learn and you can focus on process. As a new trader, stop shorting micro floats, low floats, anything under 3 million shares for the float. Just stop. If it's rotated its float, if it's done that, you need to avoid it. Because when you're new, you just don't know what you don't know. And if you trade that and you get stuck in halts on the upside and just whiplashes you, you can really be in for a headache. And don't chase halts. I know some people like to trade halts. Sure, it's fine for experienced traders. You're not experienced. Take your time. Ignore those. Don't stress over them. If you don't and you ignore me, well then I won't see you in the future. Some people don't need this, but it depends on you. I'm gonna let you decide. When I first started trading, if I took more than 3 losses in a row, it would really get in my head. And so I knew that. And so I had a rule. It didn't matter if I hit max loss, if I hit max loss per ticker or whatever. If I had 3 losses in a row, I knew my psychology was so jarred that I couldn't really trade properly. So I needed to take a break. So you need to know how many is that for you and if you need to implement that rule. This is a bonus. I need you to know when I started doing this dramatically helped me with all of these rules because it's hard to implement them. But if you can focus on your mindset and meditate. I know, meditate, that's for the birds. No, it's not. It's actually for me. And I can tell you this right now. When I started meditating every single day, I started out with 5 minutes and then I increased to 10, then 15. Now I do a minimum of 20 to 30, mostly 25. But what I'm telling you is it really helps you separate your thoughts from yourself. And you start to recognize that all these thoughts of fear and impatience and eagerness are just thoughts. They're just clouds passing by. And like clouds passing by, I can look at them and stare at them, or I can let them, that's a cloud, and just let it go. That's what it helps you with. And it'll help you implement these rules because I'm telling you, if you can learn how to do that and understand your emotions, not hide them, not get rid of them, not push them down because it doesn't work, but understand to acknowledge them and that you don't have to fall into them, then it's easier to process out these rules. Good luck.